You're watching Tristar Digging. My name is Sam, and we just dumped off the first load of crusher run, if I can find the right gear here. There, got it. Still not good at this yet. Dropped off the first load of crusher run to put on that entranceway. That's probably all I'm going to put on the entrance for now. And then go headed back to rock quarry now to pick up a load of riprap. The property owner has a machine. He's going to line those ditches with riprap. I've just got to get it there to the job site. Let me go get that. I'll come back. We'll get that crusher run spread out there, pack it in real good. And then the next thing I want to do is work on that dry creek crossing. Try to get that finished today too as well. So hang on, it's going to be a good video. Should get a lot done today. I came down here to get the skid steer started up, get it warmed up, take it up there to spread that rock. But while I'm here, you remember the last video, the old hog had some issues with the dead batteries. Not, they weren't just dead, they were dead. I ran that truck for a day. I don't know if I ran it the next day or not. Anyway, we're gonna check to see if these things are gonna start because I'm gonna need it today. Hopefully it starts. If it don't, that's another setback. But if it does, it means those batteries have recycled or whatever you want to call it, and they're working again. Let's put the master key in there. I did take the master key out that time, this last time. I'm hoping that it starts. Let's go, truck. Yes, it started up just fine. I tell you what though, if you remember that last video, I left the door open on this thing for a while. I think there's been a cat or a coon or some kind of critter got in there and used the bathroom. That's not good. Now then, let's run over here and get the skid steer fired up. Get it ready to go up there and start moving that rock. I had a little trouble seeing out of that the other day. The camera was covered up with dirt. I'll get this thing started and I'm gonna take my truck back up there to the front. let this be warming up. I'll walk back here to get it, and then also I will let the hog run for just a little while there. Give them batteries a little bit of a boost. Okay, we are fired up. Let's get this thing going. Uh-oh. Gotta put the armrest down first. Good deal, it fired up. Let's get started moving this rock around. I have made it out here to the road to get this rock packed in. I'll show you what we're going to do here. So in the previous video you saw where I had removed a bunch of the material from the county road, and there's about a 3 to 4 inch drop from the county road to the where the dirt starts here. And I'm already having trouble talking this morning. Anyway, there's a shoulder there. I'm gonna take this crusher run rock and put against that shoulder and pack that in really good so that it's a smooth transition off of that. And then right in here be built up probably 6 or 8 inches to kind of make this a little more level rather than going down and then back up, because pulling a trailer in like that, going down and back up, could cause the trailer to drag. And then what material I have left, I'll spread it out along the shoulder of the road as it turns in there. Get this spread out, packed in and looking good. Got that put in place now, and pretty well got it smoothed out where I want it. I just want to clean off this edge of the county road to get this rock off of it, and that'll give me the ability to then track that in really close to the edge of what I showed you a while ago with that little fall off area. And then I'm just going to track pack this, just get the tracks over all of it, get it packed in real good, and then the rain will do the rest. Rain falling on crusher run like this packs it in tight. This will be a really hard packed driveway after a couple rains. So let's get this track packed and let's do something else. I just want to stop the video here just a second and invite you to a men's group that I have started on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. If you want information on this, you can reach out to me at tristardiggin@gmail.com. That's my email, and I can get you the details on it. If you're in the Cleveland, Tennessee area, if you live in this area, or if you're passing through, or if you just want to drive down for one meeting or maybe many meetings, you are very welcome to come to that. So just reach out to me and I can get you that information. All right, I got to get these pipes out of the ditch, and before I can start packing that dirt back in and getting them in the right place. I got those pipes out of the way. This is probably okay right here, but this down here has been dug out deeper than what the outlet would be. So about right here down to there. I need to put some dirt back in here. I want to dig that bank out, get the skid steer down here and pack that in really well. I might actually even make a way to get the packer down in there to make sure that the base of that is packed really well. The packer is way up at the top of the hill at the end of this road. So I got to get up there and get that and bring that down here, and then we'll get started on this. The reason I'm doing this is because if I put those pipes in the way they are, it's higher on the outlet side than the bottom of the pipe would be. And what happens is we put that down in a bowl like that. You put that pipe in there. If there was a lot of water coming through here with some silt in it, what would happen is that pipe would, if your pipe is round like this, eventually what would happen, the bottom part of your pipe would fill up with silt, and then over time it would continue to fill up with silt because it needs a flow going through there, a downward flow of the water going through to keep that pipe cleaned out. I tried to make that make sense. Hope it did. But anyway, you've got to get that elevated at least above the outlet so that the water will go through it. Now then, hopefully my ramp will work pretty good. Let's dump this down there. Probably put a couple dumps in there. Woo, that's going to turn me over almost. Ooh, that's a little steeper than I thought it should have been. Hold on a minute, let me put my seat belt on. Now then, be a little better. Gosh, it's bumpy. I think y'all be safer outside the machine than in. I could have made that just a tad less steep, probably would have been better, but it's all right. It'll be all right. Get one more scoop in there and then I'll level that out. That should be good. Now I better move y'all before I run over y'all. That's better. Now I'm going to have just a little bit of fall to this right here down into that area right there. And that should do it. That should do it just fine. I thought about track packing this with a skid steer like I did the rock up there and packing it pretty good, but the problem is I can't get to all of it. I just could go, let me just show you. I can go forwards and backwards, and that's all I can get. Maybe I can go a little bit over to the sides, but I can't get that part in the middle. Now that I need to get the packer down in here and get that packed in. And this is not one of those seatbelt optional jobs. This is one of those seatbelt mandatory jobs. That is deeper than that ought to be, really. Coming in there like that. Woo! climb up out of here. See how this goes. That wasn't too bad. Coming in was a lot worse. We gone. That is looking pretty good. That's packed in there really nice now. And I have, back there where the skid steer is, I think you can see it, I have enough dirt stockpiled back there to put these pipes in and get some good compaction over the top of them. And then I'm gonna have to find a place for a borrow pit to dig out enough dirt to get this road built up over the top of these pipes and filled back in where I had to cut out all the soft stuff. It is lunchtime. I am hungry. I'm gonna go get me a ham sandwich and then I'll be back to get these pipes put in. We'll get this first pipe set in the ditch down, get some dirt in it and around it and packed around it, and then we'll figure out about getting that second pipe in there. If we can get this one to roll off in there. Come on now. Go. Go. Oh, y'all need to watch out. I am going to put this one all the way on the far side of that ditch and get some dirt around it. I do need to scoot it back towards y'all just a little bit. Actually, a lot of bit. I'm going to have to move you. I'm going to have to move you. I'm going to knock you down. That's a little better. I can't move that by hand. I'll have to get the machine and do that. I actually have a little bit of dirt that I wasn't paying attention to that I need to kind of carve out of that bank over there. Right there. Get that stuff out of there. Now it should sit in there a little bit better. Scoot it a little bit towards you guys. Right there. And then roll it over against that bank. Dump a little bit of dirt right there to hold it in place. Then back in the road now, look at that pipe. It looks like it's in the right place. I like where it's at. Get some dirt in it, around it, on it. And also, using the level that the good Lord gave me, these two eyes, it looks like it's going downhill, but I got the level out just to make sure that I do have enough fall on that pipe to get the water to go through it. Let's take a look at that now, where the bubble is. The bubble's here on this side, and you see if I raise this side up to be level, we've got enough fall on that pipe. One full bubble to get that water out of it. That'll work. Let's get skid steer and get this thing covered up. I'm gonna put a scoop or two of dirt on this backside from y'all, front side from me, to hold that pipe in place. And then I'll put some on the side that's closest to you. And then I will start trying to get some compaction on it. Pack some to the other side because I can't, without digging out some more of this side of that bank and get down in there, that's not necessary. I want to do. I'm going to have to track some over to the other side and dump it where it needs to go. So let's head over there and get that done. far side away from me packed in now with a skid steer. I'll take the vibratory packer over there in just a little bit and pack that in some more. But what I'm going to do, I've got a bucket full of dirt, and I'm just going to track up to the side of the pipe just like that and get some good compaction against the side of that pipe before I put that other one in here. That dirt in the bucket gives me a lot of weight pushing down on the front of these tracks and these idlers to get that packed in against that pipe. You might be able to see the compaction I'm getting by doing that. Now let me say this, if I was putting this in where there was a creek, and I've mentioned this in the previous videos from this job, if I was putting this in a creek where there was constant water flowing or even occasional water flowing, I would do this a little differently. I would pack this in really good on the sides with a jumping jack or a plate compactor and put it in lifts and make sure that I got good compaction all the way around that pipe. But in this situation, I have talked to several different people that have owned property around this area right here, and I don't know where the water has gone to, but they all say they've never seen water in this running regularly. I guess when there's a real heavy storm, maybe there's some water in here, but not on a regular basis. Now, what I want to do is get rid of this dirt because it's got too much weight on my idlers and my tracks to do what I want to do, and that is to get sideways in here and try to run my track right down this edge and on that bank so that I can get some good compaction on that. The key is not to lose the track. I don't mind being in an awkward position like this. I just don't want to lose a track. That's getting some good compaction now against that right there. If I can scoot over just a little bit more, I can get that a little bit. That's probably not a very good idea because that track is not going to be on. I'm going to do it anyway. Might be a mistake. It is a mistake. It's popping now. All right, what I need to do is back out of that, take my bucket, and shave that off right there so the track will be on some solid ground. Let's get rid of this right here and dump that right there where my track needs to go, because I'm going to dig all that out anyway to put that other pipe in here, so that's not going to matter that I'm putting that loose dirt in there or that topsoil looking dirt in there. My main goal is just get some compaction on the side of that pipe. That should be enough. Let me dump this right here where my track's going to be at. Now I can pack it. That track was popping in. Got too far that time. If you got worn out tracks, I would not recommend that at all. And it's not good for my tracks either, but a set of wore out tracks, you run a really, really strong chance of losing a track, and I think I just did. All right, that was close. I had it pop back on. I'm getting out of here. That's good enough compaction for that. I need to look. I keep hearing popping. I may have track partly off. I hope not. No, that one looks good. That one looks good too. I just need to get out of here without losing one. Actually, I should have took more time. I took the excavator and dug that back a little bit. Hindsight's 20/20. So let me just get a little bit more off this bank with my bucket where I can actually make a turn now. There we go. A little bit of wiggle waggle. A little more wiggle waggle. And we're out of here. Good. I sure am glad I didn't lose a track on that, but that got good compaction halfway up on that pipe. I'm gonna put a little bit more on that end and track that in just a tad. And then next thing you're gonna see me do, I'm gonna come in here with the excavator and just dig out a little swell right there in this dirt to lay that other pipe in there. Then I'll be able to put dirt on both sides of it and get some traction all the way across and get it packed in real good with the pad foot packer. My plan was to dig that out from this side, but I can't because I can't reach everything. So I'm gonna cross over to the other side and dig it from over there. I hope I can cross over to the other side. We'll soon find out. Well, I'm already in the dirt. I guess let me pick up a little bit with the boom. I can get that dirt pushed off there. There we go. Oh, I've rolled the pipe out. Big mistake. Big mistake right there. Let me check to see what I've done. Wow. Should have walked around the other side with it. Gosh. Oh, trying to take a shortcut and end up costing myself right there. Let me look and see if I can get this to work. I'm still good. I still have a slope going down through there. That'll be fine. It's not as bad as I thought. What I'm gonna do is just get on top of it and pack it back down. If anything, what I may have done is got some loose dirt around the bottom of it, and now then I'll put some weight on top of that and tamp that back in. It'll settle down in there even better. I think I got by with one right there. If I had rolled that out even a little bit more and got too much dirt underneath it, I would have been too high in the ditch for that pipe. I got lucky on that one. Let me get this fixed right quick and I'll get around the other side and dig out for that other pipe. What I'm gonna do is just climb out on that pipe with the tracks of the excavator, which is gonna do two things. It's gonna pack the side of it, and it's also gonna push that pipe back down into the ground where it needs to be. It's gonna cause a little bit of it's gonna mash down on that pipe just a little bit. I'm gonna move the camera down there so you can see it. But that pipe springs back in place where it's supposed to be. It doesn't damage it. Now then, I'm gonna crawl out on it. Y'all see how much it pushes it down. Not a whole lot. This dirt right here where I'm gonna put that other pipe, I'm just gonna dig that out and, like I said, make that little swell for that to set in. I'm gonna lay it right back here behind this pipe, and I'll be able to track that in and get it packed in on that side of it. And a job like this is where that Mongo tilt bucket really shines, because I'm not sitting at the right angle, but let me move this over here. I can move this tilt bucket wherever I want to and get the right angle to dig that out. Still loving this Mongo tilt bucket, that is for sure. Now then, let's make us a place for that pipe to set. Set it in place, pack it in, and cover this side up. Got that ready now for this pipe. I wonder if I can drag that thing across here. Oh yeah. Look out. Oh, camera. Woo. Oh, that was close. I'll tell you right now, that was close. Get this thing pushed up a little bit and get y'all out of harm's way. That pipe is in good shape. Now now then there'll be plenty of earth between the two pipes to support weight going across them. And the pipe setting by side like that won't be carrying all the weight. That's gonna work out good. Now then, take the skid steer, get the rest of that dirt that's up here. I hope I've got enough. I said I did. And bring it down here. Put dirt on both sides of the pipe and get that packed in. I actually need to move that down just a little bit now that I'm looking at it. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make my life a little easier. Make this ramp a little less steep right there. There we go. Fighting that little hump of dirt right there the whole time I've been working on this. I just need to get rid of it. Now it's gone. Now then I'll get the rest of this dirt put on here around the pipe and then come back and I'll get that packed in. I got this covered up good now. I got compaction on both sides. I'm gonna spend some time rolling it in with the packer. And I've got several inches of dirt over the top of the pipe, so it won't hurt the pipes to pack in over top of those. And I really want to spend some time on this middle part, getting it packed in. Some good progress. I got another lift put on that over that area for those put those two pipes in. So we'll take a look now at the end of these pipes. That's looking pretty good. We got a clear path all the way through that one and a clear path all the way through that one. For mystery water or no water, there's no mystery to it. There's no water here, but it is ready for some storm water if just in case do get some heavy rains, and that's what maybe that's what this takes care of. But anyway, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll start a new video on that, and God bless you, and I appreciate you watching. Hey, I want to bring something to you might be interested in. I got an email from Kevin out in Arkansas. He and his wife had twin baby girls back in May, and he's trying to cut back on some monthly expenses. And he has a essentially brand new Cat 304. It's got the bells and whistles. It also has Trimble earthworks on it, like you've seen me use before. And I think it had 431 hours on it, if I'm not mistaken. Very low hours. So if you're interested in that Cat 304, you want some information about it, I put Kevin's email on the screen, and you can reach out to him and see if y'all can't work something out to get yourself a really nice Cat 304. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and what I want to talk about in the message today is the mistake that I made. You saw when I was trying to get up on top of that pipe, and I kind of pushed that pipe and kind of rolled it out. You know, mistakes are made, and I've got to pay more attention. And that's what we ought to be doing in life, is paying attention so that we don't make those mistakes that cost us time and effort and money. And that's what I want to talk about in the message today, is the mistake that the church is making today. I'm talking about the real church, the church that worships Jesus, the church that believes in Jesus, the church that believes that Jesus is the Son of God and that Jesus is the only way of salvation. That's the church I'm talking about. And what I want to mention is in Jude, the very first part of Jude, I want to talk about that and what Jude wrote to the people of that day. And he said this: "Dear friends, although I was eager to write to you about our common salvation, I found it necessary to write and exhort you to contend for the faith," listen, "that was delivered to the saints once and for all." He said he wanted to talk about the common faith that he had, about the faith in Jesus Christ. But then verse 4, he says, "For certain men who were designated for this judgment long ago have come in by stealth. They are ungodly, turning grace of our God into the promiscuity and denying our only Master and Lord Jesus Christ." Jude is saying there, he's giving these people a warning, say, wake up and understand that there are people that have slipped into the church of that day, unaware, by stealth, claiming to know Jesus, claiming to know God and proclaiming Him, but yet denying the truth and who Jesus Christ actually is. And to carry that just a little bit farther, I want to slip over here to John chapter 4, starting about verse 1. It says this: "Dear friends, do not believe every spirit." That's important. That's important. "But test the spirits to determine if they are from God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world." That's what Jude was talking about. He said there are people who have slipped in unaware or in by stealth. And so John is echoing that. John is speaking about that, saying that there are false prophets that have gone out into the world. Verse 2 says, "This is how you know the Spirit of God. Every spirit who confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God." That's the very first thing. "But every spirit who does not confess Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, whom you've heard, and that is coming, and he is already in the world now." Jude gives people the warning that there are people who have slipped in unaware. John tells us that if someone is not testifying of Jesus Christ, that He's of the flesh, the Son of God, the one and only way that we can be received into heaven, then that they are not of God. As a matter of fact, Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me." We need to wake up. The church needs to wake up. Christians need to be more aware that just because somebody claims the name of God or claims the name of Jesus and their life doesn't show it or testify of it, or they're not testifying that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, we got to be aware of those things. The church doesn't need to make the mistakes anymore to allow this nonsense going on in the church. And we as Christians need to know what God's Word says, so that we can discern and understand these false prophets and these false teachers that are in the world today. They've been in the world since the book of Jude was written, and in Jesus' day, and they are here today. We have to understand who they are, and then we got to be aware of them, so that we don't fall prey, that we're not deceived by that false teaching and that false preaching. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through Him. I hope that you're a believer in Jesus Christ today. I hope you placed your faith and trust in Him as your Lord and Savior, that your sins are forgiven. Admitting that we are sinners, believing in Jesus Christ and who He said He was, confessing that He is Lord in our life, and repenting, turning away, changing our mind. Repenting means to turn away from, to change our mind about the things of this world, and to turn our mind and our focus on Jesus Christ. Got a little long-winded. I hope you enjoyed it. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one.